What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today, what a day. It's been a long day. Been up since 5:30 in the morning. My kid's on her tablet and my head hurts, but we're gonna go over this and a couple things that I think you should know. Now, we are making lower lows in the market. On the after hours, we are up 180 points. I'm not for sure what it is. I just got home, so yeah, I've been up since 5:20 in the morning. Went to work, picked my kid up at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, then just got home. Now it's 7 o'clock, still having an egg dinner. So let's go over this really quick because I'm starving. So the NAS is at another rejection zone. Once again, we are making lower lows. What do I mean by that? Now you can see as the trend is changing, you can see how there will be a break really soon. So tomorrow you need to pay attention because we do have, I think, PPI tomorrow. I'm not for sure, but we are in a trend change. Well, we've been in a trend change. I've just been telling you for a while now, and a lot of people still don't comprehend it. But either way, it don't matter. That's what this channel's for, right? For you to learn. Now, let's go over a couple things I do want to point out on the Mega 7 on the back end of this. So if we actually do reject here, right? Say if the NAS does reject here to the around 695 in the triple Qs to around 24,600, and then also on the SP 500, that would be around 6,650. So all your indexes pushing down to the 200 moving average, right? What can make that happen? Well, we are making lower lows. So just be really careful. I'm just saying the bears are not in control right now. You can see it in the 10 moving average. You can see it start to curve. That means the buying is slowing down. There's more selling into the market right now. So what can drop us in the market, right? Well, I've been telling you left and right about what can drop us. Let's start off with the biggest one that I think a lot of people are overlooking, and this is around 15% on average, around 10%, just depends on what index. The nvda, 8% of the SP 500, around 15% of the NAS, and then almost 10% of the triple Qs, and around 8% of the SPY. Sorry, I'm tired. I've been working all day, so bear with me. But yeah, pay attention to this one because this is the one that you really want to just keep an eye on. Now, if this does reject off of that, well, it already did. When it starts to make lower lows, especially coming into this range right here of 156, that is going to definitely push us to around 595 in the triple Qs. Just that alone is going to force a lot of your other Mega 7 stocks. Apple, did Apple finally break today? Let's check it. I've been at work all day, so I didn't really check it. Yeah, Apple broke its 20 moving average. So now bears are in full control. So just be very careful. Apple does have its next support around 268. And by the way, once again, if I'm reading these levels, you should not be buying shorts past these levels. Play your moving averages because this is where your first supports are going to be. Google, and by the way, that's another one, right? So you got nvda and then Apple already going down to its 50 and 200 moving average. That's another 10% favoring the bears, around 8% of the triple Qs, around another 6%. Google, let's check out Google because I need to check out Google. And AVGO also. Oh, I actually did check out AVGO today, and I kind of want to brag about that. Give me 1 second. But yeah, Google broke its 20 moving average, going to start heading down to around 282. Bears are in control, and Google is twice as much. It's an A and a C. So you got another 14% of the NAS, 10% of the triple Qs. So you're around 35% of the entire market out of 3 stocks that are breaking its moving averages, about to reject. Now, here comes the big punch of the evening. Now, who just called this one out? 4 weeks. 4 weeks. I know one of you guys made a killing off of AVGO. I know one of you guys caught that. I was calling out the 200 moving average getting hit. I did call out the 50 moving average. We did hit that, and then I said, hey, this might still go down to the 200 moving average. So if you caught that, great job. It hit right on point. I said 340, 339, hit on point. That's why you sub the channel, right? That's why you guys leave me a ton of likes. That's why I'm one of the fastest growing channels on this YouTube platform in the financial markets. This month alone, 5,200% increase on my channel in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And it's all to you guys. Thank you guys so much for leaving those likes. Leaving me a likes actually helps out a ton. Now, here's another thing. On AVGO, just be very careful. I know a lot of people are like, well, we're going to 280. We can, and we most likely will. Now, a straight shot, maybe not. maybe so. I don't know. AVG, man, that's a long shot. That's what I'm saying. But a lot of your other Mega 7 are pushing down to its other moving averages of around 200. So AVGO will most likely hit 280. Just don't do short puts, guys. Come on. I know there's this one guy probably watching this video, probably getting his dopamine high off of this. Don't do it. Just, the next level is going to be 280, just saying. Not financial advice on the whole entire market or this channel or anything else. Microsoft is sitting on its 200 moving average already. So let's actually back out a little bit. Bears are in control of this, by the way. So Microsoft, 200 moving average is going, actually... Yes, that's my kids. But yeah. Olive, I'm making a video. I'm sorry your sister is taking your bed. Okay, so Microsoft, right? Microsoft is really weak right now. If it does break that 200 moving average, your first support's going to be around 449, and then your next step is going to be around 400. And I'm so sorry if you hear my kids. I am not editing this video. I haven't even ate my dinner, so just bear with me, guys. Now, AMD. AMD also, right? A lot of these are pushing past their moving averages. So, Olive, can I make this video real quick, please? Okay, thank you. So here's the thing with AMD. A lot of your other stocks like Mega 7 is pushing past their moving averages, right? They're beginning, like, let's just do nvda for an example. So when nvda breaks this moving average, it starts to push to this support right here. Let's bring it up right here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So a lot of these stocks, right? A lot of these stocks are going to start pushing down to its 200 moving average. So out of the Mega 7 or even your small cap stocks, let me pull up AMD. If that starts to push, you're going to see AMD break this channel and it's going to start pushing down to its 200 moving average of 156. Yeah. Olive, please stop talking. Crude oil. I've been getting a lot of messages about 9, and let's actually pull up the bigger channel on this. Now, if you don't understand crude oil, let me bring up the triple Qs. Let me hide it really quick. Let me bring this down for a second. Let me turn off the moving averages. So this is going to be a huge support. Crude oil is going to start sitting around here for just a second. Now, you will see crude oil start to pump really soon. And what do I mean by that, right? Well, if you actually look, let's bring up the triple Qs. If it'll load. Okay, so when you get really nice sell-offs in the triple Qs, say a bear market or a recession, because we're about to go into one, and I'll go back on my last videos and I explain it a lot better. But just in the short run on this video, if we start to drop in the market, you're going to start pumping in crude oil. If you start dropping in the market, you're going to start pumping in crude oil. Now, crude oil does have a high of 73. So let's look at that, what would be in 9. Or you can actually go look and compare it to other oil stocks if you don't trade 9, right? So let's say, let's bring up that moving average. Was that a moving average? Come on, load. Yeah, no, there's no moving averages. So let's just say crude oil, 73, right? Or 75. So if you look at 9, let me turn off this. Actually, let me pull up 9. I can tell you right now it's probably going to be, let's bring up crude oil. Sorry, I am not going to edit this video, just to let you know. Crude oil. Let's just go to crude oil and go to 9 because I don't know. Yeah, I am tired. And by the way, I paint cars, luxury cars on the side. So I inhale a lot of fumes every day. So bear with me because sometimes my head hurts. Okay. Man, that's not going to be a good one. It's going to be really hard to explain that. So let's just say right here, 9 or crude oil pumps to around the top of the channel, say 74. So if you look at the top of the channel, let's go back to this high right here. So let's go look at, this was around $75 in crude oil, okay? But let's go back to this date, January or June 23rd. So when crude oil is around $75, let's go look at 9. What was 9 at on June? Probably right here. Nope, right here. So 9 started to pump to around, let's just say the bottom of this volume pump right here, around $1.16. And then volume started kicking in to $1.50. So what I'm saying is this is going to be around, let's just say right here. Right here is around $75 in crude oil. So if crude oil decides to pump to $75, you're going to see a 300% on 9. It does it every single time. I've been talking about 9 for almost 3 years. I've been trading 9 for almost 7 years. That's just how it works. It's really good with crude oil. It pumps off of crude oil. Now, a lot of people, what they do is when they start to trade in 9 and they're in low volume and they're in a low amount like 40 cents, when it goes down to 30 cents, that's a big hit to them. But they don't understand that when you pump 300%, that is nothing. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing. But also on a side note, the ones I would watch this week to start pushing us past a lot of the moving averages or to the next step of like nvda going down to its 200 moving average is Tesla. Tesla has been pushing and pushing. Now it's going to have a hard rejection, just like how Apple did and Google just did. So pay attention to Tesla. And also, was there another one? I think, yeah, Meta. Oh, Meta's at a high rejection zone, by the way. Jeez, I wish I caught that. But yeah, Meta's at a high rejection. You do have a next support around 670. You can see lower lows. If the market's making lower lows, this is going to make lower lows. This is going to reject. But yeah, I'm done. I'm going to go eat my food. And that's just pretty the basic things to watch out for. And by the way, the VIX, let's check the VIX out really quick. If you are trading the VIX, if you are going to hit VIX around this right here, $19 or around $20, that's where you're going to start seeing a breakout really hard. So if the VIX does pump above $20, you're going to see a really, really hard pump in VIX. So pay attention to that. Yeah, but later, guys, I'm going to go eat and go to bed and do another 12-hour shift and come back home and make another video. Yeah.